Okay, and here we are with another conversion problem. Here I'm going to convert from gallons to cups again. Uh, Given that 1 over 16 gallon is 1 US cup, how many gallons are held in 3.75 cups? Okay, so now, of course, when we think about a gallon, we think a large amount versus a cup, which is a small amount. So we usually think how many cups are in a certain fraction of a gallon or something like this. This problem, even though it is absurd by our logic, it is still a valid problem, and it could be a problem that you're given. Now let us list what we have. We know that, first of all, we know our conversion factor is given to us. 1 over 16 gallons is equal to 1 cup. Let's just say a cup. We don't have to say it's a US cup. And we want to know how many gallons are in 3.75 cups. So the x here, our unknown, is going to be how many gallons so that's what we want to solve for. And we don't, so now what we're going to do is we're going to set up our proportion, because this is how we set up conversion problem. We know that, let's say 1 over 16 gallons, right? I'll just put gals, is 1 cup, so cups on the bottom, is equal. So, and I know I might sound like a broken record, but I want to make sure that I always say it this way so that you guys completely internalize it into yourself, so you guys don't even have to think about it once you practice these enough. If I put gallons on the left on top, I'm gonna put gallons on the right I'm gonna put gallons on the right on top. So here X is the number of gallons we want to find. And if I put cups on the left on the bottom, I'm gonna put cups on the right on the bottom also. And so now, once we have set up our proportion, okay, this leads us immediately to how we're going to solve it. We remember, if A over B equals C over D, then AD equals BC, right? So again, I want you, and I know that I might sound like a broken record whenever I tell you guys this, but it's because if you guys learn to be automatic with this, then you guys will have better success in using these techniques repeatedly, and when the time comes when you have to just have it automatic. Saying it out loud verbally and writing it down in your notes will also help it to stay further entrenched in your brain. So if A over B equals C over D, then AD equals BC. AD, so 1 over 16 times 3.75 will equal to BC. 1 times X is just X. And so now what I'm going to do, now that we have done all that, I'm going to bring this over here. X equals to 1 over 16 times 3.75. In order to make it easier for us, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that calculation over here. Okay. Okay. So 1 over 16 times 3.75. Okay? So what I can do is, I can rewrite 3.75 as a fraction. How? By setting it as the numerator and setting 1 as the denominator. So 1 over 16 times 3.75 over 1. Like that. And then how do we multiply fractions? We multiply just across. 1 times 3.75, which will equal 3.75. 16 times 1, 16. And so this becomes 3.75 over 16. Now, this does not look like the kind of answer we want to present. And so what we're going to do is we're going to perform long division. How would we do this? We would do it by putting the 16 on the outside and 3.75 on the inside. But there's that ugly decimal point. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the decimal point on the inside twice to the right. But in so doing, I'm also going to move the decimal place of the 16 to the right also. That's going to give me, since the 16 is a whole number, we imagine it has a decimal point there that we don't see. So we're going to add 2 zeros. And on the inside, we're going to have 375 when we've moved the decimal place twice. So now, one of the things that I'm going to do that I've shown you guys before is how I'm going to perform this long division. I'm going to start, so before I do that, I'm going to see that we've gotten basically to here, okay? 3.75 over 16. And we know that that's going to be the result of this division. So I'm going to erase all this and I'm going to put this at the top so we can get this done. Okay. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to make a multiplication table for 1600. I know that you guys might think that this might be an excessive use of time, but I promise when you do long division this way, you guys are going to become faster and faster at it. To make this multiplication table, I'm just going to add 1600 each time. Okay? So here it's going to be 3200 and then 4800 and then 6400. By the way, in case you guys are wondering like how I'm getting this so fast, it's just that I have it written down, so it's not taking that long for me to get it. But we can, so now I don't have it written down anymore, so I'm going to show you how I get the 7. I can add 1696. 0 plus 0 is 0. 0 plus 0 is 0. 6 plus 6 is 12. I bring down the 2. I carry the 1. 1 plus 9 is 10. Plus 1 is 11. Then I'm going to add 1600 again. 0 plus 0 is 0. 0 plus 0 is 0. 2 plus 6 is 8. 1 plus 1 is 2. And then I bring down the 1. And then finally, I'm going to add 1600 again. 0 plus 0 is 0. 0 plus 0 is 0. 6 plus 8 is 14. Aha, I bring down the 4. I carry the 1. 1 plus 2 is 3. Plus 1 is 4. I carry the 1. 1 plus 2 is 3. Plus 1 is 4. And then I just bring down the 1. 1440. 14, like this. 14,400. Yes. So once I've written my multiplication table, as we've done before, I'm going to perform this division to get the numerical answer of what we seek. We see that 1600 cannot even go into 375, so we immediately start by putting our 0, our decimal point, and we can now add a 0 that wasn't there before. Now, because we've made our division, our multiplication table, I can see, aha, if I multiply it twice, 3200 is less than this, but if I multiply it by 3, 4800 is bigger than this, so it must be 2. And then that's going to be 3200. Then I subtract. 0 minus 0 is 0. 5 minus 0 is 5. 7 minus 2 is 5. 3 minus 3 is 0. So I subtract, and then I add a 0 and drop the 0. 5500. 3 times. Right? I always look for the largest multiple of the 1600 that's less than the number. 4800. Now I'm just going to do a few decimal points. So 0 minus 0 is 0. 0 minus 0 is 0. 5 minus 8, we can't do that because 8 is bigger than 5. So what we do here is we borrow from here. This becomes a 4. This becomes a 15. Then 8 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Aha, 7. And then, of course, 4 minus 4 is 0. So I subtract, and then I bring down another 0. 7,000. This is the largest multiple of 1,600 below 7,000. So I'm going to put my 4 first, then I'm going to put 6,400. So as you can see, again, I don't want to overemphasize it too much, but the advantage of making your multiplication table first, even though it seems time consuming, is that when you're doing the division, you no longer are trying to play around figuring out which multiple should go, and you can go with the multiplication a lot faster. Now, of course, let me just do this subtraction. 0 minus 0 is 0, 0 minus 0 is 0, 0 minus 4, I can't do it because, of course, 4 is bigger than 0, so I borrow. This becomes a 6, this becomes a 10. 10 minus 4 is 6, 6 minus 6 is 0, and then I bring down the 0, and I could, of course, keep going. 2, 3, 4, 3, because that's going to be 4,800, and so on and so forth. But for us, we can stop there. It all depends on the need of the problem at hand. But for us, we'll just take this as our answer. So this is going to be, I'm going to put an approximately equal 0.2343, and that would be gallons. So now we can answer the question. How many gallons are held in 3.75 cups? 0.2343 gallons approximately are in 3.75 cups. And there we have it. Thank you. Until next time.